Yo, it's good. It's your boy Young 2 times.
It's your boy X, man. We got another one.
Yeah, man. Today, you want to say you could do the honest, my boy. I ain't trying to get kissed.
Oh, I gotta get kissed with him. Tory Lanez verdict has come in, guys. And guilty, guys. Guilty.
Yeah, man. Before we get into it, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, and make sure y'all subscribe.
So, we're gonna talk about it. I guess we could say this is part 2, right?
Yeah, part 2.
Is Tory actually, do we feel, based on the things that were presented to us, the court of law, do you feel that Tory was actually guilty?
Man, I'm gonna say this, right? And I'm gonna say this. I went into the case like maybe he shot her, maybe he didn't shoot her, 50-50. I think as the case continued to go on, I'm like, bro, this don't make no sense. Like, I started in going, maybe he did do it. I don't know. Maybe he did do it. Maybe he don't. I don't know. I wasn't there. But once they started presenting witnesses, they got the eyewitness that was in the house, and he's like, yeah, I seen 2 females fighting, and I seen one female grab a gun, and then I seen one gun shot go off. Then everybody's tumbling for the shit or whatever, and then I see the guy shoot the one that shots off in the air. I'm like, okay, this don't sound like it's as cut and dry as, you know what I'm saying, Megan was making it seem. So I feel like that would have caused some doubt. I feel like Kelsey asking for the full
immunity.
Full immunity before the shit started is kind of like, all right, this makes it even sound more weird.
But hold on, to add to that right there, right? So just to play devil's advocate, calling for immunity doesn't necessarily mean that she did it per se. It also could mean that so we all know, like, going into the case, it was pretty clear the defense was gonna put it in a way where they're saying Tory did not do this, Kelsey did it. So Kelsey, I think Kelsey, to kind of defend herself, didn't want to perjure herself or anything, right? But this is the thing. Not perjure herself. She didn't, wrong use of words. She didn't want to be held for any crimes. But on the other side of that wanting immunity thing, it does look like you're trying to protect yourself when it's if you actually did nothing wrong. Why are you trying to protect yourself before you're supposed to face a stand? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that part was very interesting. But what do I think?
Don't talk your shit.
What do I think?
Talk your shit, my boy.
I'm going to say, I don't think he was the man. I don't think he did what they accused him of doing, I should say. So from my perspective, and from reading all the court documents and reading about the testimonies, obviously we're not watching it, right? I don't think he actually fired the shot that injured Megan. From putting everything together, they're in the car arguing about all the sexual escapades that they've done with each other, arguing about that amongst other things.
Hold on.
So it's like there was obviously a fight. There was obviously a fight between Kelsey and Meg, right? That's obvious. I believe Meg denied that even happened. They kind of framed, the prosecution and Meg kind of framed it, in Meg's testimony, kind of framed it where what it really was like they were arguing about something. She didn't really say what they were arguing, they were just arguing, and then she told him his music sucks. Which is kind of crazy to say somebody, did this to you because you said that they meet. Like that sounds kind of wild.
That makes sense. Like, it don't even sound remotely believable. Like, yeah, you said my music's trash.
But listen, did Meg get injured? Obviously. I mean, that's been confirmed. You know what I'm saying? But again, another thing to add to this, right? All 3 of these people were drunk. So to get an exact story from all of them it's gonna be pretty, like an exact story of what actually happened is gonna be pretty difficult, because sometimes when you're drunk, you feel like something happened. It might not have actually happened.
Yeah. It's kind of like saying, right? Your boy, right? You go to the club or something, right? Your boy, yo, that girl was really looking at you. She was really looking at you. You go up to her. She like, nigga, I was not looking at you. Now you look crazy. Yeah. But it's like,
it would have been nice to hear the security guard's perspective, though. And he actually, Tory Lanez's lawyer didn't want him to. No, he did. He was going to speak in defense for the defense, right? He was what do you call it? He was going to be the defense's witness, and then obviously the prosecution can then come in and ask him questions as well. So, but the lawyer didn't want to do that because what was it? It was because the prosecution said they wanted 2 weeks after bringing this witness that they're surprised that was being brought up, right? And they wanted 2 weeks, so Tory's lawyer didn't want to wait the 2 weeks because he didn't want all the other factors to come in with the social media aspect of this case. Because obviously, if you're the jury and you got 2 weeks off, like, you're gonna, what they talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, just a natural human thing, right?
Especially if you go on Twitter and a stranger.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna see, right? So, and it may sway you one way or another, right? So there's that aspect, right?
Which in hindsight maybe would have worked to the benefit of them.
Maybe you never know with these things, right? But yeah, and so this is the thing though. Should Tory have been charged for anything? If what I heard was correct, I believe the gun was unregistered. There's certain laws in California for breaking those type of laws. So just naturally, like, that automatically has to be something. It has to be something, right? That's another thing. So,
but I mean, don't they all go down for the gun if nobody comes?
So another thing that could factor in is that girl might get charged for something. Gun? Yeah, she might get charged for something. It depends on how the LA County decides to like go with that, right? But it doesn't seem like that's what they want to do. They just kind of want to focus in on Tory. So, with everything I just said, do I feel like the man did what he was being accused by the prosecution of doing? No. It's very obvious that that's not what happened. The story that the prosecution painted was a man in his feelings about talking about his career and where it was at, which really wasn't true, because if you look at Quarantine Radio,
it's like the height of his career. It's right.
He was really like elevating during COVID, like a lot. So, but let me just finish the prosecution. What prosecution was trying to say, and they said that he beat up both of them too. I believe it was something that the prosecution said as well. Like, he put hands on both of them, shot at them, was yelling, dance, bitch, and all that type of stuff. Come on, man. Like, what I'm saying, like, come on, dog. Let's just make sense of things, right? So, but yeah, what you think?
So, I mean, I think. Do I agree with how?
I expect them fully to appeal. Appeal's probably coming.
Yeah, I mean, I think based on like the witness that wasn't drunk, I feel like that would give like enough reasonable doubt to not be guilty on all counts. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was just weird, and I think
the witness. You know what's funny? The witness is what kind of clarified what happened, right? I believe, right? And this is the thing. For all the people saying that the witness was bribed, bro, do you know how hard it is to bribe somebody? Especially in a case like this.
Not leaving no money trail or nothing?
That's one thing. Another thing is to put the money incentive, right? This is whoever this witness was. They live. This is a very well-to-do neighborhood, right? That's why immediately when the gunfires came and the police came, they had the guns drawn on all of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. The person, whoever the witness was, they clearly have some sort of financial, like they're good financially, right? That's one thing. Because it was around Kylie Jenner's house. That's obviously that, you know, she has money. That's obviously a well-to-do neighborhood, right? Second thing is, right, if you try to bribe or intimidate a witness, right, do you know how left that could go for you? That immediately takes you out, right? And third, man, people snitch so fast. Like, so I'm saying, like, all those things too. It's like, why? Like, what would be their incentive to lie? Yeah. Now you could make a case for Kelsey. You can make a case for Tory, Meg to lie about whatever for whatever reasons, right? You can't. There's no incentive for a witness to lie about what they saw, right?
Because there's no relationship.
There's no relationship to them. You know what I'm saying? And I also think he didn't even put nobody in the best of light anyway. Yeah. Like, he didn't make nobody look amazing. He just kind of just said what he saw from his window.
Yeah. Because it wasn't like he was like, I didn't see Tory Lanez at all. He said, I've seen a short man shooting into that, you know what I'm saying, shooting in there.
Now, with the Kelsey girl, very interesting, right? So, her and Megan are not friends. Right after that incident happened, they were not cool after that, right?
Which would be another reason to have doubt that he was specifically the owner, you know what I mean?
So in September, when the prosecution got a hold of her, she said all types of things, like she basically said everything Meg said, like to the T, like everything Meg said, right? So then when she got to the stand, she did the opposite. She said, I plead the fifth, I don't know, I'm not sure, maybe, whatever, right? Call for immunity, all types of things. Now, can you say maybe she was paid off? You know what? That's a possibility. I don't know how the money would have got to her, but all I know is that's a possibility, right? But at the same time, I believe, this is my belief, I believe that girl was just trying to look out for herself. Yeah. I think she orchestrated that whole thing herself. Like, I'm going to tell them what they want to hear, and then I'm going to tell them what they want to hear so I'm not implicated in anything. And you know what, though? Hey, if that's her prerogative, whatever. Cool. But I think that one of the bigger issues outside of Tory facing some years behind bars, right? And obviously Meg potentially being hurt in this own case or whatever, right? Is that this whole situation has turned into black men versus black women. The whole situation. That's what this shit is turned into. Yeah. And you see the social media stuff where it's like dudes automatically taking Tory's side without looking into this at all. Women from the get-go taking Meg's side. And it's like, well, I don't get why people made it into that when it really is just between two people on a drunk night that made poor decisions.
Yeah. And I think the whole thing about it is like, I think people should have looked at it from a different lens. I don't think it's about not believing black men, not believing black women, but I think it's a situation where it's
people
like
personalize it too much.
Yeah, it's like you can't personalize the situation. It's like, let's understand the situation, let's understand what's going on, let's find some real facts, and let's move forward.
Because if you personalize it, there's no way you can be objective to the actual facts of the situation.
It's like me.
There's no way.
It's like me. You going downstairs, right? And you're like, yo, I just seen somebody in your building not get let in. I'm like, he was black. Me going to it like, yo, he racist. It's racist automatically. Right. Maybe he was drunk. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was wild out. Context matters. Maybe he was smoking in the elevator.
Context matters always, right? And I'm not gonna lie, like this stuff kind of bothers me when I see people online. You celebrating a black man going to jail for what? You don't even know this man. You don't even know this girl. What you celebrating for?
No dog in the fight.
Now listen, if somebody that's close to Megan, like a relative, or,
understand.
All right, cool, and they believe what Meg has to say, cool, like that's whatever. And then Tory's dad was like outside the courtroom as well, like kind of just upset, like my son's in jail.
Allegations.
False allegation. Shout out to Rick Ross.
Can we pull that up? Hold on, let's see if we can pull that up so the viewers can see it.
But I just think people stop personalizing all these things like it just means, oh, this means. Cause I showed you this thing earlier. It was like a black man kills a black woman every 6 hours. Bro, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? It's like, man, like stop with this stuff, man. Cause sometimes I be feeling like other races, especially like white people, just be looking at this stuff and just be like, you know what I'm saying? Like they just be laughing at this shit. Like, wow, they fight amongst themselves a lot.
I mean, I think it's generally true that I feel like black people do fight against each other amongst themselves. Because I feel like black people kind of, like, it's kind of weird. Like black people have this thing where if another person, like say we chilling, right? And some black dudes across the street are wilding out. They be like, yo, they making us look bad. I'm like, no, they just look bad. You know what I'm saying? They don't make us look bad. They make themselves look bad. Yeah. And I think that's the thing about black people that we probably gotta move past. Where it's like we can't take accountability for everybody that's in the race. You know what I'm saying?
I just thought of some shit, bro. If this case was Tory was a white artist that was popping. And Meg is just Meg, right? All that black love is gonna shift towards Meg.
Yeah.
Right? And then the white artist is probably gonna get some white people that are gonna be like, oh, he didn't do it, whatever, right? You may even get some men in there too, right? And then vice versa, if Meg was white, Tory's just Tory. Same thing. Like, oh, y'all trying to make a black man go to jail and da-da-da. There would have been a black woman outside that courthouse like, yo, he didn't do this, he didn't do this. It was a friend, I'm saying, man, like all this stuff though, like you really got to think about it. It's like the internet really just be using people to play them against each other. Honestly. Because even like we can even go into like the whole stuff that happened with Kanye versus the Jewish community, where it's like it was just like boom, automatically anti-Semitic. But then, to be fair, as he kept talking, there was some things where you like, all right, bro, like you wildin', you going crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But hey, it's a very controversial case, a lot of opinions. But hey, my opinion is too, if you ain't look into this case, you wasn't following with it, you probably shouldn't have an opinion. You probably shouldn't have a strong opinion. But
let's know what y'all think. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, make sure y'all subscribe, man. We out here.